Before life turns for the better, the first changes often arrive quietly. Have you ever felt like you are in a strange season? Everything that once seemed stable suddenly wobbles. Work starts to go wrong, relationships grow cold, and your heart becomes more tired than ever. Even if you do not understand why, there is still a silent feeling inside that life is preparing something very big. And yes, before destiny shifts, life often sends subtle signals. The Buddha taught that every change arises from causes and conditions. Before blessings arrive, old karma must fall away. Before light can shine, darkness gradually retreats. But to recognize this, you need a heart calm enough to see deeply and a faith strong enough to keep walking. Life does not simply hand us gifts for no reason. Every blessing that comes has its cause. And before your life turns around, whether in finances, love, or spiritual growth, there will always be special signs that appear. In today's video, let us follow the golden words of the Buddha and go deeply into these 7 wondrous signs. You may be in a very difficult time, but perhaps this is the golden moment when your destiny begins to bloom. Sign 1. Everything becomes unusually difficult. There are seasons in life when it feels as if the universe is against you. Things that should be simple become strangely hard. Whatever you do runs into problems. Whatever you say is easily misunderstood. Relationships that were once peaceful suddenly grow distant. Work that seemed stable faces upheaval. Health, finances, emotions, everything seems to move in the opposite direction. You may ask yourself, why me? Why does it all happen at once? But if you look deeply through the lens of the Dharma, you will see that this is not bad luck, but a sign that a turning point is near. According to the law of cause and effect and karmic consequences, when an old cycle ends and a new one is about to begin, the transition is often intense and chaotic. Like the darkest night before sunrise, like the storm before clear skies, the universe is clearing away what no longer matches your new level of energy. And that process sometimes brings pain, resistance, and exhaustion. Yet in truth, it is making a path for light to enter. The teachings say that if the mind is not yet ready to receive blessings, adverse conditions become a skillful means to awaken it. Hardships do not come to ruin you. They come to dissolve attachments, release old karma, and help you transform into a higher state. It is like someone about to step through a new door, but carrying luggage that is far too heavy. Life forces you to leave behind what you no longer need. Toxic relationships, stagnant habits, negative emotions, so you can step lightly into a new chapter. If you are passing through an unusually difficult time, do not despair. See it as a signal that you are being forged. Life is not punishing you. It is helping you shed an old skin. These challenges may be the final test, before you are given the ticket to enter a better destiny. Be patient, keep mindfulness, and do what is right no matter how fierce the trials become. Because when you pass through this stage, not only will your circumstances change, your mind will change too. And when the mind has changed, blessings will follow naturally, like flowers opening in spring. Sign 2. Repeatedly dreaming of falling, getting lost, or flying. Sometimes life does not speak through words. It quietly sends messages through dreams. If you are entering a season of transformation, one of the most delicate yet clear signs is having strange dreams that repeat again and again, dreaming that you are falling freely, lost in a maze, or rising into the sky. This is not random. It is your deeper consciousness sending a message. When you dream of falling with no support beneath you, it reflects a state of losing direction and control, as if you are dropping out of your old safe zone. It is the moment when the old self is dissolving, and the new self has not yet fully formed. Your soul is moving through a process of transformation, so the deepest layers of the mind begin releasing fear, shakiness, and unease. Yet it is within that falling that you learn trust in an unseen support, in the universe, in the wholesome cause and effect you have been planting. When you dream of being lost in a forest, in an unfamiliar house, or in a crowded city, it is a sign that you are preparing to leave familiar patterns, and your soul is setting out toward a new level of living. Dreams of being lost are the way the subconscious trains you to stay calm in uncertainty, to observe instead of panic. And often, if you are quiet enough within, you will notice a ray of light, a way out, always appearing when you no longer cling to fear. On the other hand, if you dream of flying into the air, gently passing above houses, forests, or mountains, it is a very special sign. It shows that your vibration is rising, burdens are falling away, and your mind is being freed from the bindings of the past, of karmic forces. It is a clear signal that a new season of opportunity is about to open, a season in which you can live in alignment with your true self. In the Buddhist teachings, dreams are not merely imagination, they are revelations of consciousness. When the mind is unsettled, dreams arise. When the mind is transforming, dreams arise. And when the mind is moving toward liberation, dreams also arise. Therefore, if you keep seeing dreams of falling, getting lost, or flying, do not rush into fear. Simply acknowledge them. Practice contemplation. Look at the emotions the dream leaves behind and illuminate them with mindful awareness. It may be a message that you are on the right path even if you cannot yet see the destination, that a turning point does not begin with bright light, but often begins with a long night of quiet dreams. And when you understand that message, your mind will become less afraid, because you will know that even in dreams, the universe is still whispering to you. Persevere. Blessings are drawing near. Sign 3. Old relationships naturally grow distant. When karmic connections have been fulfilled, a new path begins. Have you ever suddenly realized that people who once felt very close, who stood shoulder to shoulder with you for a long time, are gradually drifting away, not because of conflict, not because of hurt, but simply because the bond no longer feels the same? The more you try to hold on, the emptier it becomes. The more you try to restore it, the more it feels out of sync. When this happens, do not rush into sorrow, because this may be one of the earliest signs that your destiny is shifting. The Dharma teaches that when conditions are complete, beings come together, and when conditions end, they separate. Life is a mysterious flow of causes and conditions. Everyone who enters your life carries a certain role in your personal spiritual journey. Some come to teach you how to love. Some come to test your capacity for compassion. Some come to help you settle old accounts. And when the karmic connection between two people has ripened, there is no need for arguments and no need for drama. They may quietly leave, like a flower that has finished blooming and gently closes. This ending is not tragedy, it is release. It is the moment when life is moving you into a new chapter and old ties no longer match the frequency you now carry. You may feel lonely in that period, but within that loneliness, you begin returning to yourself. You begin hearing the call of your inner life, and you prepare to welcome new connections that are healthier, higher in quality, and in harmony with your growth. Trust this. No one leaves your life by accident, and no one stays merely out of habit. When your mind changes, when your frequency changes, what no longer fits will naturally fall away. Just as when spring arrives, trees change their leaves without needing to cling to the old. When old relationships naturally fade, it is not loss. It is a clearing of the road so you can travel lighter into what comes next, a path on which you will meet new people, new conditions, and brighter, more wholesome connections. Sign 4. You become easily sad, easily tired, and you need to be alone. There is a season in life when you feel exhausted without knowing why. Things that used to excite you suddenly feel tasteless. Conversations that once felt lively become burdensome. You notice you are more easily saddened, more easily self-conscious, more easily wounded by small things. And then you begin to crave quiet, to long for being alone. Others may not understand what you are going through. They may assume you are depressed, weak, or simply overreacting. But you, with the sensitivity of a soul in transition, can feel what is truly happening. The mind is rearranging itself, preparing for inner transformation. According to Buddhist teachings, when old energy is about to be replaced by a new current, when old karmic force is beginning to loosen and destiny is ready to change, the body and mind often become unusually sensitive. It is like someone healing from a wound, needing stillness, needing time to recover, needing space to listen to the most honest voice within. In this season, solitude is not frightening if you recognize it as a gift, because when you are alone, you stop scattering your energy outward. When you are quiet, you can finally hear the voice of the soul, a voice that the noise of ordinary life often drowns out. Life is drawing you back into stillness, not to make you give up, but to recharge your light, to reconnect with your deepest nature, and to prepare you for a brighter stretch of the road. Trust that every sadness, every wave of self-pity in this period is not proof that you are becoming weaker. On the contrary, it is the final purification before a rise. When you accept being alone, not letting loneliness erode the mind, but using silence to nourish inner strength, you are becoming quietly powerful. And when you become full within, the world opens again, with new opportunities, new people, and new light. Sign 5. You begin turning towards spirituality and wholesome goodness. One of the most wondrous signs that your life is about to enter a new chapter is that you suddenly feel drawn towards spirituality, toward goodness, toward awakening. Even if before this you were practical, busy, or did not believe in anything unseen, you no longer chase endless battles of winning and losing the way you once did. You begin to ask, what is life really? Why did I come into this world? After everything, what truly brings peace to the heart? You find yourself interested in chanting, reciting the Buddha's name, meditating, and reading teachings on cause and effect and karmic consequences. You no longer dismiss them as superstition. You begin to understand that this is a journey back to the true mind, a way to purify the heart and restore balance in a world filled with instability. In the Dharma, there is a concept often called the awakening of wholesome roots, meaning the moment the good seed within your mind begins to rise. After countless rounds of rebirth, no one needs to pressure you. It is not because someone forces a path upon you. It is your own heart that begins to thirst for goodness, like a child waking and seeking a mother after a long sleep. You start to slow down. You learn to watch the inner mind. You learn to pause before speaking words that could wound. You learn to yield instead of insisting on proving who is right and who is wrong. You practice letting go of toxic relationships, and instead you connect with people who live kindly and love sincerely. What is remarkable is that you may feel as if you are being called from an unseen world, as if an invisible hand is guiding you, quietly supporting you. Each time you fall, you sense more clearly the presence of the Buddha, your ancestors, and protective guardians who silently watch over you. Your mind becomes more trusting, more settled, even though the storms of life have not stopped. And that is the deepest foundation for a lasting change of fortune, a transformation from within, from consciousness to behavior, from belief to wholesome action. When you turn towards spirituality, you are linking with a higher layer of energy, where goodness begins to sprout. To incline the mind toward what is wholesome is to plant seeds of merit, and when the time is right, they will bud, bloom, and bear fruit. A fortunate person is not the richest person, but the one who finds peace in every step and every breath, because they know they are living in harmony with the way, in harmony with karma, and in harmony with the deep call of the soul. If you notice yourself naturally turning toward the Dharma, loving stillness, and longing for goodness, trust that your life is entering its most powerful stage of transformation. And if you continue to nurture that spiritual seed, not only will your destiny change, but your light will also spread to those around you. Sign 6. You are forced to let go of something you cherish. Sometimes, at the threshold of a turning point, life tests you by taking away something you once believed was everything. It could be a deep relationship, a dream job, a position you worked hard to build, or even a dream you held for many years. Why something you cherish most? Because what you cling to most tightly is often what keeps you attached to an older version of yourself. And to step into a new journey, lighter and more noble, you may be required to release what you thought you could not live without. At first, it hurts deeply, as if a part of your heart is being torn away. You question life. Why me? Why must I lose this? But if you are brave enough not to drown in that pain, you will realize that some losses are not an ending, but an invitation into a higher realm. Like a person climbing a mountain, if they want to reach the summit, they must leave heavy baggage behind. What seemed precious on a lower level may have been superficial, or simply a connection whose time has ended. What is waiting on a higher level is deep peace and genuine maturity on the path of practice. This is a sign of a karmic transition, meaning when blessings are about to arrive, karma will reclaim what no longer matches the road you are about to walk. That loss is not punishment. It is a chance to purify the mind, to see what is essential and what was only a shell. Have you ever had to release a love that felt profound, only to later find yourself again? Have you ever lost a stable job, and through that loss discovered your true calling? These are not random. They are sacred turning points arranged by the universe to guide you toward a path that fits you more fully. Letting go of what you cherish is a lesson in renunciation, a test of whether you are still clinging or ready for inner freedom. The one who dares to release has already walked half the road of transformation. The other half is faith and abiding. Faith that life takes nothing from you without reason, and abiding in gratitude that what is lost today may be what frees you to live tomorrow. If you are in a season where you are forced to let go, do not look only at the loss. Look more deeply at the new door that is opening. After tears comes dawn. After loss comes the chance to be reborn. Sign 7. You become more forgiving, more grateful, and more able to let go. One of the deepest and most subtle signs that your destiny is about to change is when your heart suddenly feels lighter. You no longer want to compete, you no longer want to win, and most of all, you find it easier to forgive those who once hurt you. Not because you are weak or because you accept injustice, but because you no longer need the world's version of fairness to feel at peace. You understand that everyone who entered your life, whether they loved you or caused you pain, was a messenger arranged by karma, bringing a lesson your soul needed to learn. And you choose forgiveness not so the other person can rest, but so you can be free. Forgiveness does not erase memory, but it loosens the chains around the heart. When you forgive more easily, you are returning to the compassionate nature of a soul that has stumbled, been bruised, and now understands. Along with forgiveness, you begin to live with gratitude. Grateful that your parents are still there to care for. Grateful for the falls that taught you how to rise. Grateful for the people who once made you cry, because now you have learned to smile with awareness. A grateful mind turns even small things into quiet miracles. Gratitude is the nourishment of merit and the foundation upon which a new destiny can unfold. Finally, you learn to let go. You stop holding on to relationships whose conditions have dried up. You stop straining to keep status or wealth at the cost of inner peace. You stop forcing yourself to live under someone else's expectations. And letting go does not mean giving up. Letting go is the wisdom of one who has understood impermanence, conditions, and the way life truly moves. Only when your mind releases can your hands receive what is new. When you forgive more easily, your heart has healed. When you live with gratitude, your energy is resonating at the frequency of merit. And when you know how to let go, you are ready for a higher beginning, lighter, calmer, and more true. Observe yourself. If today you no longer feel weighed down by the past, if you no longer hold resentment toward anyone, and your heart feels light with everything that comes and goes, then smile, because that is the first light of a new turning of fortune knocking at your door. My dear friend, each of our lives is a continuous flow of conditions and karma, of suffering and blessings, of ignorance and awakening. There are times when it seems as if everything is against you. Work falls apart, relationships fracture, your mind feels heavy, and life appears to have no light at all. Yet it is precisely in those moments that a new cycle is quietly beginning. Before dawn breaks, there is always a darkest hour. Before your life truly transforms, the universe will send final tests to see whether you are ready to change, ready to release the old, to overcome yourself, and to walk through painful but necessary lessons. Remember, the signs you have listened to throughout this video are not random. They are signals of awakening from the universe, from the stream of cause and effect, from the messages of the Buddhas expressed through everyday experiences. When you begin to forgive more easily, to feel gratitude, to want solitude, to stop clinging to what is old, and to stop blaming others, then congratulations, you are truly changing from within. And when the mind changes, fortune changes. When the mind is at peace, blessings arrive. When the heart is spacious, roads open. When the mind is bright, life blossoms. So if today you are walking through days of turmoil, do not rush into sadness. Look back at the 7 signs we have traveled through together. Perhaps you are not being pushed backward. Perhaps you are being pulled back one step so you can leap higher, more beautifully, and more worthily. Life never takes something from anyone without returning a greater gift. But to receive that gift, your heart must open first. If these words in this video touched your heart, it is not an accident. It is a karmic connection, a whisper from the universe telling you that you are on the path of awakening. and your life is slowly turning for the better. Hold your faith. Continue nurturing a wholesome heart of gratitude and compassion. Every inner transformation you make today is a seed of merit for tomorrow.